live again on Dundee and Angus's virtual Fresher Week. So we've got Marc on this morning from Xplore Dundee. And Marc's going to tell you what he gets up to, what he does, what his role is, all that type of stuff. So I am not going to do a massive introduction. Just going to say that I'm here from the Learner Engagement team. I'm Jason, and I look after student wellbeing. So without further ado, we're going to bring Marc on and let him introduce himself. Tell us what he does.
Hello, I'm Marc. I'm the commercial manager at Xplore Dundee. So that's quite a wide-ranging role. It includes everything from timetables and tickets to kind of dealing with diversions and our partners in other organizations as well. And previous to this, I used to be a student president at Dundee and Angus College. And even though that was 6 years ago, I've been back kind of every year since, just speaking to the students about the services we offer as a bus company to help students get to class and save themselves a bit of money.
Brilliant. So what was it you studied 6 years ago? Let's get to know you a little bit then. What did you study at the college?
It was social sciences, NC Social Sciences.
Great stuff. And enjoyed it?
Yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it. It was the subjects that I kind of read into in my own time anyway.
Yeah.
And subsequent to that, whilst working here through the college, I did a modern apprenticeship in business management.
Oh, great. Well. And is that driven you to the role that you're in now then?
Yeah. So the modern apprenticeship was done kind of alongside this job role. And it's allowed me to progress onto the graduate apprenticeship at the University of Dundee.
Oh, good stuff.
If I didn't do the MA with the college, I wouldn't have been able to do this with the university.
It sounds to me, Marc, as if you're the type of guy who just got involved in everything at college. Being a student president, I'm guessing your hands were in a lot of pies and you were just using all the services, learner engagement, student services, association, the whole lot. You were linked in with them all.
That's right. Yes, I was everywhere.
Fantastic. What a college experience, though. It's funny because I was just speaking to Marc Fisher for Penumbra, which is one of our partner organisations, literally just before you came on. And that was his biggest bit of advice, was to embrace all the services that are available at the college for a new student. And, you're clearly embodying that, which is brilliant. So for our students then, what services are applicable to them? What is it you do specifically at Xplore Dundee for our students?
So Xplore Dundee is, for those who don't know, we're the biggest public transport provider in the city. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, we don't cover the Angus part of the college region, but we do run a comprehensive network of bus services in the city. Mm-hmm. So for the thousands of students who go to Gardyne or Kingsway, we run the buses that stop right outside those college campuses.
Brilliant. Those are the green buses?
Yes, the green ones, yes.
That's the ones that I know. I see them every morning. And I see the hundreds of students departing from them and making their way up. That's fantastic. That's right. Yep. And in terms of the travel network then, so we've got Kingsway campus as well, so presumably you guys also do the transport up there?
Yeah. So for Gardyne, we do the number 5 and 5A. They go to Gardyne every 10 minutes. And at Kingsway, we run the number 18 every 10 minutes and the 9 and 10, which is kind of the outer circle every half hour. So from wherever you are in the city, there's a bus that gets you to either one of the two college campuses.
Fantastic stuff. And how's obviously we've had a year or more, 18 months of a pandemic and various restrictions and things like that. Is there anything like that guys need to be aware of, the students need to be aware of just now? Yeah,
of course. So just like in college and in shops and other places, wearing a face covering is mandatory on the bus.
Yep.
So we would obviously ask any students traveling to college to wear the mask on the bus as well.
Yeah.
And just to remember all the other advice that we've been following for the last 18 months, such as good hygiene, washing hands, using as much space as possible, and keeping the windows open for fresh air, ventilation.
So very similar to the college experience when they're on the campus here. It's very, very, very similar sort of stuff. And there's still, I haven't been on a bus for a long time, so are there still spaces on the bus? Are you still leaving a space between seats and things, or has that changed, or where are we at?
So the legal physical distancing restriction was dropped across the country on the 9th of August. So legally, there isn't a requirement for that.
Wow.
However, on our app, which I'll kind of talk about more in a moment,
Yeah.
there's a feature on the app that allows you to see how busy a bus is before it comes.
Oh wow! So like the a gym that I go to, for example, they've got that system now, so you can see how full it is at certain times. You can go to different times. Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. So before the bus comes, you can see it on the map. You can press on it, and it'll tell you if it's quiet, moderate, or busy, and then you can make a decision if you want to get on that bus or not. And we're also running as many of our double deckers as we possibly can to provide as much space as possible, so that people still have the option of spacing themselves apart if they want.
That's brilliant. Tell us about the app then. Yeah, this sounds like some innovation.
Yeah. So the app, we've set up a brand new app this year in February, and it kind of brings tickets and timetables together into one place. So that allows people to plan and pay for their journey at the same time. The app for journey planning, you've got timetables, service updates. So if there's ever any diversions or delays or anything like this that happen, and being able to track the bus on the map. So like me, I live around the corner from my nearest bus stop. So I know I don't have to leave the house until I can see the bus coming up the road on the map. You know, it kind of gives you a bit more time in the house before you go outside.
How good is that on a snowy, cold, icy morning, yeah? In the winter, where you literally just have, the bus, yeah, I've got a few minutes yet. I finish this cup of tea, off I go. Hey, I like this.
Yeah. And it feels like the bus is never late that way, because you know exactly where it is and when it's coming. It's always there when you're expecting it to be there. And then tickets as well on the app. So generally, tickets for students are discounted, but on the app there's a double discount because they're cheaper again. So there's a range of tickets that suit different people's needs. If you don't travel very often, there's a 10 journey ticket that you can use any time in 12 months. So if you only travel once a week, use that, and you can still save some money. If you do travel every day, there's a weekly ticket, which is only £10 on the app. Again, unlimited travel across the city for a tenner. You know, it's a pretty good deal.
That's fantastic. Would you? Is there like a link to the app or a way that the students can download it? If you just want to give us that information, we can put it in the comments below this video, just so they've got access to that.
Yeah. So on the website, exploredundee.com, the app is listed at the top of our fares and tickets page. And also, if you just go onto your app store and type in Xplore, will come up. It's the kind of the green X logo that you'll see on our buses.
That's great. That's the best way to get in contact with you guys is via the website.
To get in contact with us, people can send us a message on Facebook or Twitter, or go into the travel centre on Commercial Street. We've got happy, helpful sales clerks there who are always happy to speak to people. Amazing. And what's the tags for your social media? Just at Xplore Dundee. Excellent. That's for Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. Excellent. So we'll just pop that below in the comments as well. So, I mean, this sounds absolutely brilliant, some of this stuff, some of these innovations. Have you seen a lot of change in have you been with Xplore Dundee 6 years then? Yes. Yes, you went straight from college. And what's the biggest changes you've seen then, Marc, in that time? That you've been here? So, I think there's always a continual evolution of things. But obviously in the last 2 years, with the pandemic, like everything else, things have changed at a pace like never before. We've had to change the way that we do timetables, change the way that we communicate with the public. There's been much more of a shift online for public information, which is why things like the app are so important. And we've learned that we're quite resilient and quite adaptable. Things that would normally have taken months to do, like changing timetables, has been done in weeks. It's crazy that, isn't it? I mean, I was having this conversation with a colleague this morning, and from January to April 2020, that was the lockdown period, and I was delivering like this every single day, online only. And you think back and you think, how did I do that for so long? But you just did, because that's all we could do, and it was just the change was so fast, and you had to adapt to learn Teams, Zoom, all these software packages that we're just so unfamiliar with. And now it's a go-to, isn't it? And I wonder if, in a way,
do people expect to be able to have an app when they travel now? Is that something that's almost expected in the market, or is this something that's really innovative still for yourselves?
So I think definitely the expectation has grown. We had an app before anyway.
Yeah.
But it was literally just tickets.
Yeah.
So what we made sure we did was, like I say, we brought the timetabling and the tickets together so that everyone had everything they needed.
Live system almost. Yeah.
Good. Just to make it handy.
And no, it's really great, and it's like, I mean, imagine that, I don't know, the airports, train stations, do they use this type of technology as well?
I mean, different companies do different things. Some are further ahead than others. I'd like to say that ours is pretty far ahead in terms of how comprehensive it is. It's definitely an improvement on what we had before.
Oh, good stuff. And right, let's get to know you a little bit then. So I did say I'd throw a couple of curveball questions at you. So here we go. Let's divide the room on a couple of these. Are you an action film guy or a horror movie guy?
Probably action.
Action. And what action film, if you could watch one right now, what do you want to watch?
Probably the first one that comes to mind is probably Die Hard, to be fair, the original one.
Die Hard. That is the second time today. It's so good. So I think for our students, they really need to remake Die Hard. I think, you know what I mean? Because it's like one of the answers with earlier was Top Gun, and it's like that is being remade, isn't it? So a lot of our students, they definitely wouldn't have been born when Top Gun came out, because I don't think I was.
I wasn't.
I don't think you were. So, Die Hard. Is it a Christmas film?
Yes. I'm fairly sure there's a Christmas tree in it at some point. So yes, it's a Christmas film.
Okay. Are you a savoury guy or a sweet guy?
Sweet.
Yeah. And what, if you could have any sweet, what would it be right now?
A maple pecan plat. You know, the pastry thing.
That's very specific.
Yeah, that's because as soon as you asked me the question, that's what came to mind.
That is brilliant. But that's a bit savoury and sweet, is it not?
Well, yeah, I suppose. I think it's the syrup that makes it for me, though.
Well, you're on the sweet side then. Good on you. Okay, so if you had a choice between a party in New York or camping in the rainforest, what would it be?
New York.
Yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? That was so easy.
Yeah.
Are you an outdoors person generally?
No.
That was very easy. And last one for you is, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Probably. Oh, that's hard.
It's only one though.
Probably mind reading.
Oh, and why? Why would you?
Just because I'm nosy.
Why? Go on.
Just because I'm nosy. Just because I like to know what people are thinking. And it's hard enough trying to work it out just by looking at them. So read their mind.
You maybe got rid of that power pretty quick after you find out a few things. I don't want to do anymore. I just don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So, just while you're on here, was there anything, again, to do with services, thinking about the students specifically that you wanted to get across?
Just that, as well as the fact that traveling by bus will help students to save money, obviously, increasingly, there's the importance of saving the planet.
Yeah.
And using public transport is far better for the environment than using a private car. Yep. So my suggestion for a student would be, before you start thinking about or stressing about trying to find a parking space or anything like this and dealing with the traffic and everything that comes with driving to college first thing in the morning, don't even do it. Just I do the driving and you'll get there much easier.
Totally. I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. How many students are you fitting on a double-decker bus roughly these days?
Well, I mean, you could fit the 75 seats on a double-decker, and then anyone who wishes to stand obviously can as well. So we can get a fair few on a bus. So
one vehicle to 75 potentially that could be getting driven.
Yeah.
When you look at it as a ratio like that, it's quite significant, isn't it?
Yeah. If you had 75 cars queued up on the Kingsway trying to get into the campus, versus one bus, which one's going to get there faster?
It's like you're looking at the Kingsway right now. because that's what it's like. And the Tay Road Bridge is exactly the same.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a bit chaotic at the moment, as I'm sure you're aware. So so obviously you were a student 6 years ago, Mark, and so we won't have to cast your mind back that far. But I would just wonder right now, as a last question here, is what bit of advice would you have given yourself, or what advice would you give to one of our new students walking through these doors this week? If you're going to give them one piece of advice as a new student, what would it be?
Well, I should clarify, I haven't been told to say this, but it is genuinely to link in with the learner engagement team, because that is the team that will support and guide students in whatever they need outside of the classroom, and accessing any kind of additional help that they need. It's the perfect signposting organization within the college. So if you don't know where to go for anything else, the learner engagement team will point you in the right direction.
Absolutely, and the doors are always open, literally always open, double doors wide open, and there's myself and various other of my colleagues sat within that office. Not just at Gardyne, obviously, but we've also got the Arbroath campus and the Kingsway campus as well, where we've got a learner engagement office in each one of them. And you're absolutely right. If we don't have that specific thing that we can help you with, we will point you in the right direction. That's very much what we do. And yes, no money or brown envelopes have changed hands during this interview. We'll get in the post to you, Mark. Genuinely, it's the first time I've met you. You've been great, absolutely fantastic. It's really good having you back each year. And linking in and just giving us that kind of update on what's going on. It sounds really exciting, actually, some of the stuff you're talking about. We will we'll end it there, unless you've got any further points to add, Mark.
No, I've covered everything.
All good, yeah. And so this is part of our second last day of the Virtual Freshers Fair, which is going really well at the moment, actually. So really interesting interviews, some really interesting conversations, and a big theme that's coming out of it for our students from all our different partners, and we thank you for coming on, is to enjoy your experience. You know, just embrace it, enjoy it, use all the services available to you. College life is much more than just the studying of your topic. It's everything else that goes in between that'll really enhance your experience. Mark's nodding, so he's in agreement. That's a good thing. Okay, Mark, thank you so much for giving up your precious time there this morning to speak to us.
No worries.
And,
thank you very much.
Take care. Thanks so much. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.